Barcelona have been here twice before. 97 when Tino got his hat-trick. 6 years later with a team that included Patrick Kluivert and Xavi among others. Local hero blasting around the stadium. Is there a local hero in black and white against Barcelona tonight? Well, anyhow, makes 2 changes from his weekend win against Wolves. His left-out striker, Nick Voltemade, despite his goal. And Jacob Murphy drops to the bench as well. Anthony Gordon's back in after his domestic suspension. And the summer side...
Bilbao was special, Liverpool was fantastic last night. And the noise level here, let's get on with it.
I think it's safe to say that it's a Champions League week that's built to a crescendo. First defending in there for Fabian Schär. Barcelona lost it late in the semi-final last season. They're under early pressure here, the goalkeeper, Johan Garcia. And you know that they're going to come out the blocks as fast as they can. That's what the manager's demanded. And they'll appeal for that. Coming across was Araujo on Harvey Barnes. And I suspect tonight that Glenn Nyberg might need a cool head. Swedes are often cool, he'll need to be. First time at St James's Park. López with a shooting opportunity. It's way off target.
I'm going to let him off for that.
Defence under pressure. Dan Burn, the obvious target. First time they've looked to him tonight, and he gets on the ball and hooks it in. And there's Araujo with the Barcelona clearance. I must say, Ali, when I saw the two, isn't it, with Pedri alongside,
It really is.
Pressure on the goalkeeper, big pressure on the goalkeeper that almost paid off there for Newcastle. They're finding it so hard to get out.
I said to you...
Building up a head of steam and delivering the cross! Oh, what a chance that was for Gordon! What a chance for Gordon! Elanga brilliant down the right.
Fantastic Elanga down the right-hand side. Even before that, Fletch, some beautiful football.
Newcastle have started well. Guimaraes to Joelinton. Guimaraes through. Harvey Barnes in! Oh!
Flags up. Oh, what a start! What a start of the game!
Newcastle's first win of the season on Saturday was timely, setting them up perfectly for tonight's challenge. Harvey Barnes, good cross, goalkeeper went down. Garcia, summer signing from Espanyol, and he's been the busier of the two in the early moments here.
Wait at the pass here, look, there, brilliant, that's lovely.
And he's got space to run into now. Trippier looking to make up ground. He's got Raphinha and Lewandowski up there with him. It's Marcus Rashford. And he's made a mess of it right at the very end.
Beautiful skill beforehand, he just lets it through him, which does for Kieran Trippier. Look at this, great throw.
I think this might be the first time we've mentioned Pedri on the ball. And he picks out Raphinha with a nice pass. Koundé's gone running in ahead of him, but then he's stopped. And that just disrupts the Barcelona. They'll have been used to being high some of them. That's a good little ball inside. It's Kieran Trippier. Desperate for him to shoot. Here's Harvey Barnes. And the last touch there was on Koundé. Just didn't quite change his mind quickly enough, did it?
I think he changed his mind, Dan. Trippier comes on his left foot, does ever so well. I tell you, Elanga's unlucky here, really takes it.
Man, didn't he, when they were here on that famous night? Short again.
This is the delivery.
So Trippier in this time, and the goalkeeper's going to claim it. Can he overthink Spaniards? They find a pocket here to Fermín López, and then Raphinha, and that's in towards Lewandowski, who got there just in front of the keeper, and then Koundé on the follow-up. He got there in a fashion, didn't he, Nick Pope?
Keeper does well. That big fella's done that for 100 years. Just getting in front of it.
By Livramento to Guimaraes. Little touch then, nice and delicate to Sandro Tonali, and now Elanga. Good defending on that side there by Martin. Now Rashford. Raphinha. Composure from Joelinton, he just about got away with it. 1 or 2 in the Gallagate were a little bit concerned, I think.
I call that over.
Gordon's just trying to hold his line. Elanga's on though. Anthony Elanga stalling away. Harvey Barnes in the middle. It's Harvey Barnes coming onto it. Good save. Sweeping Newcastle move, and Harvey Barnes so close to making it 1-0.
Fantastic. That's fantastic football. The way he holds the ball and releases it at the right time for Elanga's magic. It really is. Terrific football. Deserved a goal. Look at this. It's a lovely ball that Trippier plays.
Defended well at the far post by Fabian Schär. Now the break might be on. Anthony Gordon's off and running if Livramento gets his head up. The referee stating there that Rashford got the ball. It's a painful one, though, for Livramento. I just wondered there, Ali, whether he could have got it out his feet.
Yeah.
Clipped it forward.
I think he tried to.
Gordon's gone down in the middle. Ilanga's cross. Barnes coming onto it. Koundé beats him to it. Ilanga again. Bruno Guimaraes. Can Ilanga pick somebody out? Gordon was the target. And it's cleared away as far as Livramento. Good Newcastle press. Pedri. De Jong. Rashford. Raphinha too high for him. And that's behind for the goal kick. There with a good block. Here's De Jong. Rashford. Raphinha's made a run into the middle. Schär's header. Lewandowski onto it with no direction. Slipped in towards Raphinha. That's an important clearance by Byrne. It breaks now for Lewandowski, looking to make room. Livramento might have got a piece. Raphinha coming onto it and can't direct it. Just couldn't really get out though, Newcastle there.
But the one thing, see when you look at Lewandowski, Fletch, he just wants a shot at goal. Look, he's dying to hit that. He can't get out.
López, Frankie de Jong, Marcus Rashford. Looking to tee up Kieran Trippier, go the long way round. It's Fabian Schär with a great block for Newcastle. And then Livramento didn't quite run it out. Barcelona pressure growing now towards the end of the half. Raphinha. Free kick, just nibbled at by Guimaraes.
The referee's perfectly placed to see it as well, isn't he? Left-hand side, I would suggest.
Too high, into the Gallagher instead. I must say, the free kick he scored in the semi-final was one of the best strikes of a ball I saw all season.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
There, though, Byrne, if Ilanga can get the corner right. Garcia's come and dealt with it. Did well there, Garcia, made his mind up early, and then Rashford with the clearance. He's got Gordon and Barnes in the middle. Now Joel Linton. That's a poor ball by Joel Linton. 2 or 3 times he's needed to show greater Guimaraes in there again. Ilanga with the delivery again, and defended by Barcelona. Livramento arrows one in, but that's going to be too near the goalkeeper. The VAR, Jérôme Brissard had no interest whatsoever, so there's the half-time whistle, 0-0. I mean, the best chance of the half was a Newcastle chance. Ilanga teeing up Barnes. If you're a follower of trends, then Barcelona might be a pick this season. Quarter-final losers in 2024, semi-final losers back in April, so you wonder whether this is the... Tino Livramento. Barnes across, that's the first corner. Corner taken by Ilanga. Byrne the target, flicked on and flicked wide by Joel Linton. That's the first one tonight that's really caused Barcelona a problem.
Well, it worked a treat, didn't it?
Just hovering behind. Byrne stands his ground and flicks it on. And in the middle of all of that was Marcus Rashford. Well, it goes to Robert Lewandowski. Fermín López had carried on running, that's great. Balls to Rashford though with a shot deflected. Good block, vital block for Newcastle. I tell you what though, didn't Livramento do well before that to get him from fullback to make the block?
He did exceptionally well. I think the pass is a nutmeg from Lewandowski here. Yep, it is, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
That was the issue. Joel Linton's arrived now. Guimaraes coming onto it, determined, away by Araujo. Trippier back to Joel Linton. Ilanga. Teases one in. Koundé there. Trippier. Delicately done to Guimaraes. And then Tonali! Straight to the goalkeeper.
Good football down the right-hand side. Just slightly under his feet a little bit, Tonali. Yeah.
Here's Rashford. Gerard Martin with the ball. Rashford gets back on it. That's not a very good... Is it a cross or a shot? Not quite sure. His goal. pace on the ball, burn the target. A little bit too high even for him. Frenkie de Jong. Koundé. Rashford with the header, 1-0. And in front of the England manager, Marcus Rashford scores his first Barcelona goal. And his first goal in the Champions League since October 2021, playing for Manchester United. Setback for Newcastle. Barely a flicker from Hansi Flick. And Barcelona won up at St James's Park through Rashford.
Brilliant header. Top class header, Fletch. And the beauty of it is that the cross and delivery's got pace on it. You don't hang it up.
In the Cup Winners' Cup back in 1989. And here he is on the ball again. Fermín López with the shot, that's deflected behind for the corner. They've just got to make sure here, Newcastle, which Rashford takes at the Leazes end of St James's Park. There's Fermín López, Marcus.
Endeared themselves to the fans with his goal against Wolves.
It's far too close to Garcia by Tonali. One on the Copacabana.
Lovely.
Here's Koundé, little back heel, but that's well read by Livramento. Tidied up by Tonali, but quickly onto it, de Jong. In towards Lewandowski, the first defending for Thiaw. Forward by Araujo. On it goes by Rashford. Had that been directed better, he might have got Lewandowski in. Rashford's going to shoot. Oh, what a goal that is! What a goal! That went in like an absolute Rashford rocket. Top corner, Nick Pope never saw it. And Barcelona lead 2-0. And that's a special strike from Marcus Rashford.
Dearie me. That's absolutely majestic. It's a thing of beauty. That man should be applauding to the greatest respect. That was fantastic.
Write his name down.
Oh,
what about that for a hit, Ali?
I thought he was attempting to hit it earlier, going on to his left, because back on there. There. Wow. I mean, it's just fabulous football from Rashford. And you know something? I think, does he hit it kind of with the outside of his right foot a little bit? He does, you know, right in the instep. And they
might well have got Murphy in, and now there's danger going the other way with Raphinha. Raphinha shoots.
What a switch from Rashford to create the opening. What a switch of play since he's come on.
It's Anthony Gordon. Boltemana's flick. Bruno Guimaraes with the shot. And that was saved by Garcia, but that's just lifted the Gallagher's end and lifted St James's Park.
More like it. Gordon and
confidence oozing through Marcus Rashford.
He's enjoying it now, isn't he?
Chippy has got back and did brilliantly, actually.
But you can tell that he's got a little bit of a swagger about him now.
It's going to be a yellow card. Livramento, the best of crosses. Botman in there. Rashford's header. Here's Thiaw. Willock. Nobody going across the front of the goalkeeper.
And I know if
towards the final 10 minutes, the two Rashford goals separating the teams at St James's Park. That's lifted through towards Ferran Torres, who takes it well, Torres, and went down under Thiaw's challenge, but it's a fair one according to the Swedish ref. Last night, one or two early statements made by the teams that we think are going to be there at the end, and you can't underestimate this tonight if Barcelona win here. And a difficult away game on the opening night.
The point you're making, I don't know how as a City, but you could probably...
He's leading the Barcelona charge with options all around him. Here's Raphinha. Little nutmeg in the shot. Fermín López wide.
And he made that nutmeg as well, though.
Guimaraes shot for Sandro Tonali, and then Voltemada. Now here's Murphy, promising this. That's a good ball! They're back in it! Anthony Gordon to the Gallagher's end, with seconds remaining plus stoppage time, and there's belief again at St James's Park.
What a goal! I mean, we spoke about Barcelona and Rashford's 2 goals, but this is beautiful, intricate passing. Big centre fielder does well to time it. Voltemada does well to lay it off. Gordon stays on side, comes the other side of Koundé. And
And they're the team now with their tails up. Anthony Gordon's first ever Champions League goal, the first Newcastle player to score against Barcelona since Shola Amiobi. And all of a sudden there's belief back. He's down, here's Raphinha, Ferran Torres in the middle, pulled back here, there's the good chance, but Dani Olmo, that's a brilliant save from Pope.
Doesn't he get down well? Now we saw one earlier, the first time.
Supporters doing their bit. Ferran Torres.
See a deflection, didn't it?
Petri back to Raphinha, that looked easy. Raphinha's finish not as good as normal, which gives Newcastle the chance. Zamada behind, in it goes from Livramento. Byrne gets something on it. It's in by Tonali, oh, straight at the keeper, came through a crowd. And that's probably Newcastle's last chance at anyhow.
Tonali comes at him, he just keeps it down.
Well, there's the full-time whistle. And it's Marcus Rashford's name up in lights in Barcelona. His first 2 goals for the club, his first one a well-placed header. His second